Greetings everyone, I'm Dr. Sarah Reynolds, and I've spent over 20 years specializing in geriatric medicine, helping folks in their golden years live their fullest, most vibrant lives. Today, I want to address something critically important for those of you between 65 and 80 years old. There are several common habits that many people in this age group continue doing every day, completely unaware of how these routines might be quietly undermining their health and well-being. What's particularly concerning is that these aren't obvious danger. They're subtle traps that can gradually diminish your energy, mobility, and even potentially shorten your lifespan. The reality is that our bodies undergo significant changes as we age, and activities that posed little risk in your 40s or 50s can become genuinely problematic after 65. Many people don't recognize these shifts until they begin experiencing more serious health complications. In this comprehensive discussion, we'll explore 5 hidden health traps you need to avoid right now if you're between 65 and 80. This information could make all the difference in preserving your vitality, independence, and quality of life for years to come. Please stay with me until the end, because the final trap is rarely discussed, yet potentially the most damaging mistake you might be making in your daily routine. Before we dive in, I'd love to connect with you more regularly. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please take a moment to click that subscribe button and activate notifications so you never miss my latest health guidance for seniors. If you find value in today's discussion, please type yes in the comments section. If there are aspects you'd like me to address differently in future videos, type feedback to let me know how I can better serve your health information needs. Now, let's begin examining these hidden health traps. Hidden health trap number 1. Prolonged sedentary behavior. One of the most detrimental habits for adults over 65 is extended periods of inactivity. Many people believe they're sufficiently active because they participate in scheduled exercise, perhaps a morning walk or a weekly swim. However, what happens during the remaining 23 hours of your day is equally critical for your health. Here's what many don't realize. Even if you're diligent about your daily 30-minute exercise routine, sitting motionless for hours afterward can significantly undermine those health benefits. Research demonstrates that prolonged sitting negatively impacts your metabolism, weakens core and leg muscles, and places unnecessary strain on your joints and circulatory system. These effects can contribute to decreased mobility, persistent pain, and increased fall risk. Consider what happened to Margaret, a 73-year-old retired teacher. Margaret faithfully took her morning walks around the neighborhood, believing this was sufficient physical activity. Yet gradually, she noticed increasing stiffness when standing, more frequent backache, and concerning weakness in her leg. When her physician explained that her sedentary behavior between exercise sessions was the likely culprit, Margaret was genuinely surprised. Her doctor recommended integrating movement throughout her entire day. Margaret began setting gentle reminders to rise, stretch, and move around for 3 to 5 minutes every 45 minutes. Within just a few weeks, she experienced noticeable improvement, less stiffness, better circulation, and increased energy levels throughout the day. Here's a simple self-assessment. Right now, if you've been sitting while watching this video, stand up and take a moment to gently rotate your shoulders, flex your knees, and take several steps in place. Notice how your body responds. Do you feel tightness, stiffness, or discomfort? Does movement feel immediately beneficial? If you experience immediate relief from these simple movements, your body is signaling its need for more frequent activity throughout your day. The solution isn't necessarily more intense exercise. Rather, it's about minimizing those long stretches of complete inactivity. Simple strategies like standing during phone conversations, gentle stretching during television commercials, or taking brief walking breaks between activities can dramatically improve how your body functions. Remember, maintaining consistent, gentle movement throughout your day is just as important as any structured exercise routine. Hidden health trap number 2. Insufficient protein consumption. Our second hidden health trap involves nutrition, specifically inadequate protein intake. This is a particularly deceptive trap because many seniors believe they're eating appropriately when they maintain the same dietary patterns they've followed for decades. Unfortunately, this assumption overlooks a fundamental change in how our bodies process nutrients as we age. The scientific reality is that after 65, your body experiences a diminished ability to synthesize protein efficiently. This means you actually require more dietary protein, not less, to to maintain muscle mass, organ function, and immune system health. Without adequate protein, your muscles gradually deteriorate in a condition called sarcopenia, which affects approximately 25% of adults over 70. This gradual muscle loss often goes unnoticed until daily activity suddenly become challenging. Actions like rising from chairs, carrying groceries, maintaining balance, or climbing stairs begin requiring more effort. Once significant muscle mass is lost, rebuilding becomes increasingly difficult, creating a troubling cycle of decreased activity and further deterioration. Consider Howard's experience. At 71, Howard prided himself on maintaining his weight and eating a balanced diet similar to what he'd always assumed. However, he gradually noticed his clothes fitting differently despite stable weight. His arms and legs appeared thinner while his midsection expanded. More alarmingly, household tasks that once seemed effortless now left him exhausted. His physician identified protein deficiency as the likely issue, explaining that his body required significantly more protein to preserve muscle mass at his current age. Howard began intentionally incorporating protein-rich foods into every meal: egg and Greek yogurt at breakfast, legumes or chicken at lunch, fish or lean meat at dinner, and nuts or cottage cheese for snack. Within 6 weeks, he noticed improved energy level, greater strength, and enhanced stability when walking or standing. Here's a simple way to assess your current muscle strength. Try standing from a seated position without using your hand for support. If this movement feels challenging or creates unsteadiness, it may indicate diminishing muscle strength, possibly related to insufficient protein intake. For most adults over 65, nutrition experts now recommend consuming between 1.2 and 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily, substantially higher than guidelines for younger adults. This doesn't require radical diet change, rather, thoughtful additions like incorporating protein sources into each meal, choosing nutrient-dense protein options, and possibly considering high-quality protein supplement when necessary. If you're finding this information valuable, please type nutrition in the comments section. Your engagement helps me understand which topics resonate most with our community and guides future content development. Hidden health trap number 3. Disrupted sleep pattern. Our third hidden health trap involves sleep quality, an aspect of wellness that many older adults mistakenly believe becomes less important with age. A dangerous myth persists that needing less sleep is simply a normal part of aging. This misconception leads many seniors to accept poor sleep as inevitable, rather than addressing it as a correctable health issue. The truth is that while sleep patterns may naturally shift with age, your body's fundamental need for restorative sleep remains crucial. Quality sleep isn't merely about feeling rested. It's essential for cognitive function, cellular repair, immune system regulation, and maintaining healthy blood pressure and blood sugar level. Chronic sleep disruption can accelerate cognitive decline, increase inflammation throughout your body, and elevate risks for numerous health conditions, including heart disease and diabetes. Many adults over 65 experience fragmented sleep, falling asleep but waking frequently throughout the night, struggling to return to sleep, or waking too early. This disrupted sleep pattern prevents reaching the deeper sleep stage, where much of the body's critical restoration work occurs. Over time, this sleep deficit accumulates, affecting nearly every bodily system. Consider Dorothy's situation. At 74, she had gradually accepted waking multiple times nightly as just part of getting older. She typically spent only 5 to 6 hours in bed, believing she simply needed less sleep now. However, she increasingly struggled with afternoon fatigue, irritability, minor memory lapses, and unexplained increases in blood pressure. When her healthcare provider explained the continuing importance of quality sleep, Dorothy was skeptical, but willing to make changes. Dorothy began implementing a consistent sleep schedule, creating a relaxing pre-bedtime routine, eliminating electronic screens 1 hour before bed, avoiding caffeine after mid-afternoon, and making her bedroom more conducive to uninterrupted sleep. Within 3 weeks, she reported sleeping more soundly, waking less frequently, and experiencing significant improvements in daytime energy, mood stability, and cognitive clarity. Here's a simple self-assessment. Reflect on how you typically feel upon waking. Do you feel refreshed and mentally clear, Or do you consistently wake feeling unrested despite adequate time in bed? Persistent morning grogginess may indicate your sleep quality needs attention, regardless of how many hours you spend sleeping. 3D solution involves recognizing that quality sleep remains essential throughout life and implementing evidence-based practice to improve your sleep environment and habit. This includes maintaining consistent sleep-wake schedule, even on weekends, creating a sleep-promoting bedroom environment, limiting daytime napping to 30 minutes or less, avoiding sleep-disrupting substances, and establishing calming pre-sleep ritual. Hidden health trap number 4: neglecting balance and strength training. Our fourth hidden health trap involves physical fitness, specifically the oversight of balance and strength training. Many older adults believe that gentle aerobic activity like walking constitutes a complete exercise program. While walking offers valuable cardiovascular benefit, it fails to address other crucial aspects of physical fitness that become increasingly important after age 65. The science is clear. Age-related muscle loss, sarcopenia, and diminishing balance begin accelerating during your 60s and 70s unless specifically counteracted. Walking alone, while beneficial for heart health and general mobility, doesn't sufficiently challenge the neuromuscular systems responsible for strength, stability, and fall prevention. This oversight creates a dangerous gap in physical preparedness that contributes to the troubling statistic that 1 in 4 adults over 65 experiences a fall each year. What many don't realize is that falls rarely happen because of weak cardiovascular fitness. Instead, they typically result from diminished core strength, reduced lower body power, decreased joint stability, and impaired balance mechanisms, none of which walking adequately address. I'd like to share Thomas's experience. At 76, Thomas prided himself on walking 2 miles daily. He considered himself quite fit, until experiencing a frightening moment when he slightly misjudged a curb and nearly fell. Though he caught himself, the incident revealed alarming instability. His physician explained that while his cardiovascular fitness was admirable, he had neglected the strength and balance components essential for comprehensive functional fitness. Thomas began incorporating simple strength and balance exercises into his routine 3 times weekly. He started with chair-supported movements, progressed to freestanding exercises, and eventually added light resistance training. Within 2 months, he noticed remarkable improvements in stability, confidence navigating uneven surfaces, and overall functional strength for daily activity. Would you like to perform a quick balance assessment? If safe to do so, try standing near a stable surface, like a countertop, and gently lift 1 foot slightly off the floor. See if you can maintain balance for 15 seconds without touching the support. Difficulty maintaining position may indicate balance systems requiring attention. Fortunately, improving strength and balance doesn't require intense gym workout or complicated equipment. Effective options include chair squat, wall push-up, single-leg balance exercise with support as needed, heel-to-toe walking, and simple core strengthening movement. Even 10 to 15 minutes of targeted strength and balance work several times weekly can create significant improvements in functional fitness and fall prevention. If you're still with me and finding this information valuable, please type STRONG in the comments to let me know this content resonates with you. Your engagement truly helps me create more relevant content for our community's specific needs. Hidden health trap number 5: chronic mild dehydration. Our 5th and final hidden health trap might be the most insidious because it's so easily overlooked. Chronic mild dehydration. This trap is particularly dangerous because many older adults don't recognize they're affected until significant symptoms develop. What makes dehydration especially problematic for those over 65 is a physiological change that occurs with aging. Your thirst perception mechanisms become less sensitive. This means you may not feel thirsty until you're already meaningfully dehydrated. Compounding this issue, many medications commonly prescribed to older adults can increase fluid requirements or accelerate fluid loss. The consequences of persistent mild dehydration extend far beyond merely feeling thirsty. Even slight dehydration can impair cognitive function, decrease physical performance, contribute to fatigue, worsen joint discomfort, promote constipation, strain kidney function, and significantly increase fall risk through orthostatic hypotension, dizziness when standing. Most concerning, what begins as mild dehydration can rapidly escalate into a medical emergency, particularly during illness or hot weather. Let me share William's story. At 78, William believed he drank plenty of fluid, coffee in the morning, tea at lunch, and occasionally water at dinner. However, he began experiencing troubling symptoms, including increasing constipation, afternoon headache, noticeable mental fogginess, and concerning episodes of lightheadedness. When standing quickly, his doctor suspected chronic dehydration and suggested a simple hydration experiment. William began intentionally consuming 8 ounces of water upon waking, followed by regular small amounts throughout the day, aiming for approximately 6 to 8 glasses total. He also reduced his caffeine intake, recognizing its diuretic effect. Within just 10 days, his constipation improved substantially. His headaches diminished, his thinking seemed clearer, and his lightheadedness when standing resolved almost completely. Here's a simple hydration assessment. Examine the color of your urine. Pale yellow indicates proper hydration, while darker coloration suggests fluid insufficiency. Additionally, gently pinch the skin on the back of your hand, then release. If the skin returns immediately to its normal position, you're likely adequately hydrated. If it returns slowly, called tenting, you may need more fluid. The solution doesn't require dramatic changes, simply developing consistent hydration habits appropriate for your specific needs. This typically includes starting each day with water before caffeine, keeping water easily accessible throughout your home, establishing regular drinking intervals rather than waiting for thirst, moderating caffeine and alcohol consumption, and increasing fluid intake during illness, physical activity, or hot weather. Conclusion: taking action for lasting wellness. As we conclude our discussion of these 5 hidden health traps, I want to emphasize an encouraging truth. It's genuine, never too late to make positive change. Whether you've identified with one or all 5 of these traps, every single positive step you take today can contribute to improved health, greater independence, and enhanced quality of life moving forward. The human body demonstrates remarkable resilience at every age. Even if you've been inadvertently falling into these traps for years or decades, implementing thoughtful changes now can yield significant benefit. The key lies in consistent, small, sustainable daily habits that accumulate into meaningful improvement over time. Let's briefly review our 5 hidden health traps. First, prolonged sedentary behavior. Remember to incorporate movement throughout your entire day, not just during scheduled exercise. Second, insufficient protein consumption. Ensure adequate protein intake to preserve muscle mass, strength, and overall function. Third, disrupted sleep pattern. Prioritize sleep quality through consistent schedules and sleep-promoting environment. Fourth, neglecting balance and strength training. Incorporate specific exercises to maintain stability, power, and fall prevention capability. Fifth, chronic mild dehydration. Develop proactive hydration habits rather than relying on thirst signals. As you reflect on these areas, which one resonates most strongly with your current lifestyle? Have you noticed subtle changes in your energy, strength, stability, or overall well-being that might connect to these hidden traps? I genuinely value your thoughts and experiences. Please share one insight from today's discussion that particularly resonated with you, or describe how you plan to implement changes in your daily routine. Remember that wellness isn't merely about avoiding illness. It's about cultivating vitality, preserving independence, and maintaining capacity for life's meaningful activities and relationships. Small, consistent actions today create the foundation for how you'll experience tomorrow. If you found value in this discussion, please support our community by liking this video, subscribing to our channel if you haven't already, and sharing this information with others who might benefit. Your engagement enables me to continue providing evidence-based guidance for navigating the unique health considerations of our later years. Thank you sincerely for your attention today. I look forward to connecting with you in future discussion. Until then, remember that self-care isn't selfish. It's an essential investment in your future well-being. Just as you wouldn't expect your household systems to function properly without regular maintenance, your body and mind require consistent, appropriate care to operate at their best. I'd love to hear from you. What's one small change you're inspired to implement after today's discussion? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical guidance on optimizing your health and wellness during this important life stage.